We are Actor River Group, and my name is Teo Kang.
My name is Chimeno.
My name is Chun Seung-hui.
So today we will be introducing the serious issue in the Korean society. It is the solitary senior citizen issue. So next slide. You can see the graph here. So it is showing the increasing population of the solitary senior citizens, like from this to gradually increasing. So there is many problems caused by this issue. So details will be introduced by the Jimin.
One way to explain how much aging has progressed in a society is to look at the proportion of the seniors above 65 out of the whole population. When we look at the proportion of the seniors above 65, if it is above 7%, we call it aging society, and when it's above 14%, age society, 20%, post-age society. South Korea became an aging society in 1999, and it became an age society in 2017, which is very recently. The increasing rate of senior population between 1970 and 2010 is Korea's increasing rate is the highest out of all of the OECD countries, and this shows how serious the aging problem in Korea is. Next, please. Oh, may I look at the script? The biggest problem of the sudden and rapid aging of the society is that Korea's social system and social awareness isn't prepared enough to support the huge amount of senior citizens. The poverty of senior citizens and the discrimination against them can make huger problems such as elderly depression, elderly suicide, and elderly crime. Next, please. There are 4 representative pains of the elderly, which are the pain of illness, pain of poverty, pain of idleness, and pain of loneliness. Today we will focus on pain of loneliness, so we will talk about the elderly citizens who live alone, which we call the solitary senior citizens. Next, please. Mr. Kim, who is a 70 years old basic living recipient, doesn't have a home, so he lives in a small motel in Andong, and he pays 200,000 won a month. His health is not so good, so he doesn't have a constant job. When he didn't appear and didn't show up for a few days, the motel keeper thought that it was strange and he called the police. When the police arrived and opened the door, they found that Mr. Kim had been dead for a week, and he didn't leave any message for his family, and there was only a bottle of soju. This kind of tragic situations are now happening in Korea, and we call this lonely death. Next, please. According to a search from Korean Institute for Health and Social Affairs, it shows that one of the difficulties that solitary senior citizens are suffering from is psychological loneliness. The adults who live alone and don't have any friends or family to talk with naturally becomes isolated from the society, and they do not communicate and contact with the community anymore. Now, Taeho and Junseung will explain the solutions, how we can solve these kinds of problems I mentioned.
Thank you, Jimmy. I'll introduce the solution related to technology things. Next, please. Have you ever seen this tablet PC? It is not very common one, actually. It is a tablet PC called Light Touch, as written there. It is the tablet PC developed and dedicated to the senior citizen. So it has very many applications and many services that would be helpful to the senior citizens. And it has very intuitive UI, so senior citizen can easily understand how to use. So it is actually distributed in Japan, and it is also used to survey their daily lives. So surveys about the daily life is sent to the tablet, so they can answer it with only yes or no button very easily. So collected information from the survey can be used by the government, so they can take care of the senior citizen with the given information. Next, please. Recently, AI technology has improved a lot, so it can be useful to take care of the senior citizens too. The robot here is named Ludwig. He has some ability to have a simple conversation with the senior citizens. So it can resolve their loneliness a bit, and not just that, it can also analyze their voices too. So from the voice information, it can find some potential health issues of the senior citizens as well. An AI speaker over there is another one. It functions quite similar to the Ludwig. However, as it doesn't have to look like a human, it is much cheaper and affordable alternative to that. So that is the one Korean government is actually trying to use. And actually, that is the most recent one. So it additionally has the ability to analyze the conversation itself, not the voice. So it can get the mental illness information from the conversation itself. So such information can be usefully used to analyze the illnesses and provide proper care for them. Next, please. It is the emergency sensor system. It's exactly the name suggests. So government is trying to deploy the sensors in the senior citizen's house. So if there's some emergency situation like a thief, robbery, or fire, or maybe senior citizen can fall to the ground if they have some health issues. So such instance is sent to the caring center, and they can call the proper services like medical care or security services. So this kind of systems will resolve the loneliness of the senior citizens well. So other solutions in other perspective will be explained by Johnson.
Thanks, Neil. And I'm going to introduce about social services that can help the elderly people. First is the elderly care service. The Korean government provides elderly care service to the elderly people living alone. In this program, the social workers visit the house of the elderly people, and they help to cook or take a shower. And they also give some household services like cleaning the house. And also the elderly people can get physiotherapy or language therapy at the facilities. But the elderly care service can help the elderly people directly, but it takes a lot of manpower and a lot of budget. Next, please. The second one is the public silver housing. In the public silver house, the elderly people can live together. And the house is designed for the convenience of the elderly people. For example, they are easy to lose their balance. So in that house, there are many handles that they can hold. So and elderly people can communicate with each other, so they can forget the loneliness. But the public silver house is efficient in the manpower compared to elderly care service, because they should care just one group of elderly people in one building. Next, please. The third one is the elderly community program. In this program, the social workers pull the elderly people together in one place. So they have many various programs like gymnastics or laughter treatment and hiking. So in this program, they can improve both mental health and physical health. Next, I will introduce about social services of other countries. The first is Canada. In the Canada's hospital, the waiting time is very long. So they provide telemedicine. By telemedicine, the elderly people can get diagnosis without meeting the doctor face to face. And the second one is NRC program in US. This program is for the retired people who are older than 65. So in this program, they can get care service and also meet many people. So they can feel that they belong to one community. The final one is the senior share house in Japan. The elderly people can live together in senior share house, so it's similar to Korean silver house. However, the difference of them is that in the senior share house, there are separated private rooms, so they can also protect their privacy. We have introduced some technologies and programs, but if the elderly people don't know about them, it will be useless. So we can give information or let them know by visiting them or by telephone or by mail. Then they can participate in that program. Now Jimin will summarize and conclude our presentation.
The mechanical solutions that Theo mentioned and the solutions that are related with law and society that Chun-Sing mentioned can increase the life value of solitary senior citizens. Also, the education against the solitary citizens who aren't familiar with all of these new concepts can make a huge step toward a happy aged society. Next, please. However, there is one thing very important. That is personal effort of the individuals. The senior citizens are the people who once leaded this country and developed this society. The younger generation shouldn't discriminate them and should respect them. Without true consideration for the senior citizens, the solutions that we previously mentioned will have no value. Thank you for listening. Now we will have a discussion time. So we gave you the handouts. There are 3 questions, so we will start from the first question. And for the question, I wish you guys freely give your opinions. First question is, how can we help solitary senior citizens in our daily life as an individual?